against Vietnam.
Here we go.
This is basically going to be the match to dictate who gets to move on into the playoffs.
I think Laos should really fixate on activating Sufata. If it means holding out till the late game to try and get a savage on the young lady again and then turn it around, so be it. But they cannot lose game one, because by losing game one, they kind of seal their fate.
Yeah. Or they don't make sure that Ant cannot get onto this Parsa, and then the Parsa just
oh no! Vitaphone gets caught by a surge! Gets on out of there. At least doesn't panic. I love the composure on this young lady.
Not like us.
Does not flicker. Just says, I'm fine.
I can just use my wings.
I would have squealed if that was me. Luckily, I don't Parsa.
Yeah.
I'm never in that position.
Although I do gotta say, in the early game, you really do not want to use your flicker.
Yeah.
Because dangers are coming. And we know what happens in the real world when a bird doesn't have a flicker.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never seen a bird flicker.
Hey, you should explore more.
Birds in the Philippines aren't like that.
Hey, come to Malaysia. Either ways, right now, 2 as well as Nate. So far, not a lot of rotations coming in from this Matilda.
You see the speedy rotation there?
Hey. Calling you shall receive. Now they're bot. Because usually I would say, like, okay, Suyo and Matilda, level 2, try to get something like the creep on the side, the golems,
yes,
and etc. But
small camps.
Not doing it just yet. The turtle is spawning down bot, and they're probably just waiting for the Ruby to move up. But Sanita is there. Dangerous Grass 2 sees Sanita, doesn't see Manini just yet, but he jumped in. An finds me.
Maninian gets flushed out of that pixel brush. An answers back, still holding on that Black Dragon form. Quite the dance these two teams are going for. This is just the first hurdle.
Look at the gold lane. Wolf, Bruno, as well as Eriksborg. They see each other and they're like, yeah, let's fight when we get there.
Better airstrike starting up already. Fortify lane taken out. Real world manipulation to pin them down. Black Dragon form, finding stragglers, trying to get them into the crosshairs of this last insanity. Flicker forward, Sanita backs out, and one might fall. Tang goes, Manini gets the kill. Ball to the face of Chow. So Fata finds her. 2 for 1. Laos wins.
A little bit too aggressive, but good catch on Manini. Finds Trang overextending, unbreakable, taunting inside the turret. At that point, Trang just took too much damage, gets taken down, and all the while, Zapata gets some balls and then just with the mech leg, kicks it all around.
In the long haul, though, Vietnam were able to finesse a winning trade. Yes, they lost out 1 kill, but they were able to steal away the purple from Sanita. And Sanita's going to walk into the purple and say, gosh darn it.
People in Laos say that? Oh, probably, right? We don't know enough. Taking a bit of damage
What's the
from
play? Why would the phone do that so soon?
She thought she could burst or try to force out a Black Dragon form that's still on cooldown.
Really long cooldown this late in the game. Lord Turtle rather here at less than half health. AOD jumping in last insanity off of cooldown. Real world manipulation. Slicing, dicing. Vietrang able to steal it away. Down goes on. And I think Laos should get out of here. They're happy with this. Sufata still kicking balls right in Trang's face. Trang survives!
You know what? Bruno in the late game sure is scary, but starting off at 4 minutes with a 2-kill lead over the X-Borg, which is 0-1 and 0. And this is where you're like, okay, maybe we should have banned the Ruby, because if not for that Ruby, Trang would have gotten that kill. She dashed on forward, basically one more hit, but gets stunned up. Look at this. The Ruby really wants to rush for that War Axe. Doesn't even bother with boots. You don't need movement speed if you just keep on dashing around. Speaking of, looking at the items here, no one has completed anything just yet in terms of the items. Look like Joy just goes for the Genius one. And Suyo probably going to go for that Hunter Strike. And more importantly here, I'm looking at Matilda. Looks like we'll go for Flask first item.
So far, it is it paying off the early investment on the Flask like this? I mean, you're not really a frontliner, no?
Yeah. It's only really okay for An. In case you Black Dragon form and somehow you're the one that got caught. right? Because I feel like that kind of kill is okay for On. And everyone else is just nice, but
extra.
But if someone else takes it, then it's kind of bad for the Yuzong, because you kind of want to reserve it for the
For On.
exactly.
For On's re-engage.
Mhm.
All right. Team Laos putting so much effort for only 200 gold up on the Team Vietnam. I think they have to find a way to get Sufata to get 3 kills. She's the only one really, maybe second to Tidaphone, who can do that, because Sanita isn't quite ready yet. This is how she's going to play expectedly until about the 8 or 9 minute mark.
And this may be the idea, I hope it is, from Vietnam, basically saying that, okay, Chow, you can't join the fight, but at least try to stop Sufata. At this point, we cannot give any more kills. Unless your idea is to give one more kill and then kill her off to get a shutdown. Looks like Chow is already here, so not even going to try to stop the Bruno.
Oh, zero revelation put up here by Ni. Answering back, feathered airstrike. Oh no, that's the AOG Manini plus their vitalize and not the takedown. Trang! What an exchange! Laos winning that, a free pick-off, no retribution for Team Vietnam.
And this is where we see the crowd control is queen at this point, with the Ruby there alongside with the Gatot Kacha jumping in, AOG knocking up 2, and then Ruby's like, I got this. Don't run, Wolf King. Stops everyone in their tracks, giving so much time for Laos to reposition to make it so that if Vietnam continues to fight, you're the one that gets taken down, and that's what happened.
Apparently, Laos had another solution in the back pocket. It wasn't to activate the phone, it wasn't to activate Sufata just yet. No need to rush that. It's just to be smart about your engages and force Vietnam to overextend. How did they catch Trang? Are we not all about Suyo getting in and out the way he wants to?
He wants to, but gets caught by the scythe of Ruby. And it didn't happen once. Didn't happen twice. It's been all the time now. Every single time Trang jumps in or slides in or glides in, gets stopped by that Ruby. And all the while taking free damage from, as we say, the burst, Bruno, the Farsa, the Joy, anyone's there enough to take down that Suyo.
Uh-oh, in comes Chow. Manini looking for the unbreakable. A real world manipulation already used up. Boy Pailin backs out of there. 1 HP in a dream. Sanita with her electrifying beats forces a Black Dragon form from On. Just checking range. Close call.
I gotta say, Yo Pailin is one of the more, how do I say this, like, not... Okay, how do you say, we had a word for it, where basically you give everything to everyone else.
She's selfless.
She's selfless, thank you very much. One of the more selfless player, because every single time she's the one that's most willing to trade her own body just to give space, just to give time. Even against Thailand on that CC. Now with the Ruby, she's like, I'll make sure I'll protect you guys. Whoever Trang jumps on, I'll be there.
If she dies, but her goal is to stop Trang and to compromise Vietnam's battle lines, and it works. Boy Pailin. I'm
Pro
pretty sure
player, like, that's, for me, that's one to watch.
it's not the first time that she's done this, I'm pretty sure. The way she's playing this Ruby, the way that the Team Laos is moving around and activating Sanita, making sure Sufata has space. It's been a while and we haven't checked in. I think Sufata is about to hit critical mass. Like a massive power spike for this Bruno is incoming. Oh my, Tidaphone, what?
Something happened in the back. Manini gets pushed back by the S-Borg, but all the while Bruno is gonna get this turret for free, already pushing in the minions. Go by Lin, gets caught, gets petrified, and not enough sustain.
Falls to the face! Down goes 2! One more, looking for it, electrifying beats, down goes On! And just like that, a 3 for 2! Team Laos, nothing comes free!
And now Tran gets caught, gets hunted down, but Laos, they're not sure what to do. Do they want to go for the Lord, or do they want to go for the kill? And both doing both!
How's about everything? We'll take that to go. Team Laos takes down Trang and the Lord.
And I gotta say, Laos is pretty happy at this point, but you know that Thailand's watching, like, their hopes of getting to the playoffs is getting slimmer and slimmer as Laos, one by one, at taking down Vietnam.
It's working. The willingness for Team Laos to kind of switch around hero expectations and the dirty jobs that they expect each other to do. Again, Foy Fai Lin died in that last major sequence, right? But it was worth it. That's what we were talking about her being a selfless XP laner.
And look at this, in terms of the items, Bruno is not going for the penetration just yet. Instead goes for the Sea Halberd. In case the Gatot is not there, in case the Farsa is not there, because you know someone will try to 1v1 you. At that point, you gotta be self-sufficient. You gotta be the one that gives the life bait. You gotta be the one to have that anti-heal.
Yep, and by being a one-stop shop of one-on damage, Sufata is, again, securing the late game for her squad. And they're up now by about 3,000 gold. Approaching 4. They got the Lord. They're gonna pop the Holy Shield here up top. Maybe even mid if they're lucky to keep some minions. And from there, Vietnam will have to just rely back on their really strong late game comebacks.
And try to pull that to the side, but I think it's not that bad because it is 11 minutes, so you know it's gonna pop in a few seconds anyways. Team Laos is in full control, and with the map as it is, this should be a free tier 2 for Laos. And scaling, Laos with that Bruno is definitely much stronger in comparison to Chow, which we've seen have an amazing game on picks like the Hive, but on the export here, it's a good pick, just not great against a burst-heavy lineup.
Yep, it's not the hero, it's what it's running into. We saw some promise and the potential in the early to mid, but now approaching the late game, it's just so hard for her to find the moment. Maybe that's what the Matilda was for, but in hindsight, it feels like the Matilda is more of a reparative pick. Is that the thing? Like, it's there to guide and close up the gaps and weaknesses in Vietnam's draft, but at that point, is it worth it?
The problem is you don't even notice that big shield coming in from the guiding winds. It's much different than a Minotaur, where the Minotaur gives you heal and shield with the flash.
True heal.
Yeah, so this Matilda pick isn't really making your squishies tanky. So I think this is just their option B in case the Minotaur gets banned. I feel like Vietnam after this, if it's open, they're just gonna pick it up before it gets taken away. Unless you have another pick like a Estes or a Rafaela or something. Because at this point, let me just say, this Matilda feels like a different Lolita. They're just giving the shield with the flash.
But the Lolita has massive crowd control.
Massive potential to start a big fight.
But we haven't seen that yet. Am I right? In the past 13 minutes, Circling Eagle hasn't been used proactively.
It has been used off-screen. Because Farsa did die once, so I'm pretty sure
there was a Circling Eagle involved.
Yeah, it's a Circling Eagle involved. Someone went onto the Farsa, gets a kill, great. But yeah, so I only see twice. And one of them caused the death of Team Vietnam.
One of them was...
It was in mid.
It was detrimental.
It was in mid when Trang jumped in and Ruby stopped her.
Okay.
So that was the play that, you know, gave Laos 2 kills.
I never really liked Matilda with Suyo. It felt like too much mobility for very little payoff. Lord here for Team Laos marching up top, and there are no tier 2, so this immaculate synchronization of the waves is what might cause Team Vietnam to lose maybe an inhibitor or 2, and they're knocking on the doors.
Try to pull Lord to the side, but that's not going to work. Had an S-Strike used to zone people away. Sanita now with the Wishing Lantern. Manini try to push An goes in. Petrify gets all of them, and now he's on the chase. Gets another kill, gets Tripata, and now AOG to save yourself. Foy Fai Lin. Keep on sacrificing for the team, stopping the engage, making it so that Titapone gets away scot-free.
As soon as Sufata fell, I'm pretty sure Laos knew that it was game over. Sanita dying, sometimes she does overextend, she's a joy. Foy Fai Lin, she was willing to sacrifice herself, but Sufata had no business being part of that squad being up close, but maybe that's just on. That was all on.
No, I feel like that was all on. Like getting Petrified onto 4, forcing them back, and the follow with the Furious die. The Black Dragon form gets the chase, gets the Ruby, gets Sufata. Everything is there on make a play that saved the game for Vietnam.
That was her main character arc.
That's going on TikTok.
With a really cool soundtrack and edits.
Okay, not that one. Something else.
Looking at the items, Sofata, prior to being shut down, has already picked up the Wind Talker, so she's able to push waves faster. What's that last item?
Now, the thing is, she should have invested in the Malefic gun. She needs range, but instead goes for that Wind of Nature. I really feel like it's worth investing for a Malefic gun, some penetration, but more importantly, range, so that that does not happen, so that Ant doesn't get close.
It's that interaction between Bruno and the Malefic gun that almost single-handedly took over the M6 World Championships last year.
Nightmare,
Kuala
man.
Lumpur, Malaysia. People all over the world were figuring out when is it going to get nerfed, how do we play against it. But yeah, I don't think that's on Sofata's to-do list. But I agree. What's going to go? The Wind Talker?
No. If you already have the Wind Talker, it gives you movement speed. You might as well sell your boots. It's either or. Either you keep the boots or the Wind Talker.
I agree. I agree. Sell the boots. Pick up the Malefic gun. Tito Boy's your uncle.
And there you go. Vita Pawn taking quite a lot of damage from the Eve. Has to fly away. Still having that flicker and information that the RWM is down. Chow taking a bit of damage coming in from Bruno. Vietnam controls the Lord for now. An as well as Chow is holding on to it.
Hoi Fai Lin marches up to mid lane after taking care of that bottom lane, keeping it at equilibrium. I mean, it's just a matter of time before the real world manipulation comes up, so it's okay to use it to check for range. So far, Team Laos, they're not waiting for anything. Battle spells, ultimates, yes, ready and waiting. Vietnam, though, they still need that real world manipulation. I'm guessing, what, 10-15 seconds more from now?
Yeah.
While Laos starts the dance.
Crazy thing is, they went bottom. I don't even think... Okay, it looks like they're just setting quite a good slow push there. And now, the Suyo is already back up. I wonder if Vietnam, they just want to stall this out and let the minions do the work, at least on the long lane, and eventually wait for someone to overextend. And in this situation, maybe for Bailin, because once the Ruby's out, at that point, Trung is like, my time to shine. I'm 0-3-1. Let's make it 4-3-1. But the Ruby has to go.
She's got to start somewhere. And I think it's the fact that the Ruby... you know what? I'd like to think the Ruby has to stay here.
Yeah.
The fact that she has that whole dynamic with the Suyo makes it all the more important. Would it be too much to ask if Sofata were the one to take care of the long lane?
Either Sofata or Sanita.
Oh, really?
Yeah, basically make it so that let's have an agreement, no one is taking the Lord.
Then if they say yes to that, Sanita. But I think the phone is good too. She can wings by wings over.
Either way, they have options, right? It's not as fast as Suyo, but it's not bad.
Ooh. Maninin takes so much damage. He's down to less than half health. Has to recall first.
Yeah. X-Work does hurt. That's why you're hoping for your main carries to take care of the Firaga armor, and all the while Vietnam got a free turret down bot.
They just left it.
That's how you play around the macro, understanding the strengths of your minions. That's why you remember the minions' names. CP Poo Papa?
Little Melvin.
Lil Melvin. Get to know them, they'll help you out.
This is Tita Phone taking care of business as we expected. I think Tita Phone can go bottom, clear, mid, clear, play around range. I'm good. Go back to the thing again.
You know what Vietnam can do?
What?
Force her to go, wait around the buff, jump in. Kill the bird while she's flying. Kill one bird with one stone.
I'm pretty sure Laos will be much wiser than to allow that. Because they'll notice that, hey, wait, where's everybody? You know, vision is key.
Just send the U-Zone. A dragon against a bird, 1v1.
You know what? I think he can do it. Here she is, coming through. Maninin cuts right through them. Sanita forces an immortality pop on a Chow. Look at the back line. Feathered airstrike. They split him up very well. On falls. Sanita goes down. Not a good trade. Turn disastrous for Team Laos.
What? At least An can say, I did my job. I made sure that Supata, Titaphone is not there. You guys just have to deal with Sanita.
Uh-oh. Look at this. Hoi Fai Lin right in front of them. That does force a winner crown trigger on knee. Down goes Sa.
Did not die the entire game, but look at this, Laos. A lot of minions are marching towards Team Vietnam, but probably going to take it safe, get the Lord. It looks like Suyo is not going to contest for this one. This is a very difficult game for Vietnam, but they have come back before. But can they do it again?
LaFell You said they weren't going to contest, but it looks like Chao has other thoughts. Hu and Trang have also checked in. They see that the Lord is at a third of its health. Oh, foiled by Lin comes in with the I'm offended, popping Chao.
Look at Trang.
In comes Sanita. That is a two-player advantage. Trang is going to get popped here. Run, Trang, run. Sanita finds her.
Two try to help, but just a little bit too far away. Sanita grabs the Lord. Laos is making sure there's no comeback angle from Team Vietnam. Lord instantly spawns. Coming up top, and Team Laos, they can start to set up the angles, making sure that the minions will clash at the same time. By the time Lord has arrived, Chao and Trang will come back. That might be the final hurrah for Vietnam to set their comeback.
LaFell, this is disastrous. Yes, Team Laos spent a good amount of time setting that up. They had to rope-a-dope and fake the fact that Sufata was going to back off, but they're already in the base, took away all of Team Vietnam's inhibitors, and the Lord is marching in, forcing a defensive Black Dragon form. Real world manipulation, answered by an AOG, answered by Feather Airstrike, last insanity by Chao. Chao is dropping, Chao is very low, no immortality, no last insanity, and the base cracks.